We now move on to our second custom model that we will be showcasing today on our first Experimental Tuesday, which is all about wine and wine tasting notes for different wines. This has been super fun to make, and you can understand how it would be super useful if you are running a wine brand or a wine blog and you want to drive traffic to it. You can do reviews of different wines with the help of AI, and you'd be able to get this content out a lot faster than you would without it. I did some Googling just to get some wine, different categories of wine in different bottles. I'm not a wine person myself, so I needed to get some inspiration. And we'll be doing a demonstration in a second. We'll be going over this one, which is the Grgich Hills Estate Chardonnay, which looks very nice. We'll be going over this Heights Cellar Merlot from 2014. We'll be going over this Masseto Merlot. We're going to be looking at the 2001 version of that. And we'll be going over this Wayfarer 2014 Pinot Noir. So this should be fun. Let's see how the AI gets on with it. I've added these to my little clipboard in the top right here, so I can just copy them very quickly. The first one is going to be this one, and we can hit. As always, we generate 4 outputs for everything that we put in. We hope that they are all usable, but sometimes you will get some wild results. And if that happens, you just hit re-roll. So it's no issue if that does happen. You know, the AI can take a few times to get it right. We want to get to a point where it gets it right every time, but sometimes it doesn't. And you'll see the first 2 there were not great, but you can see that we have 2 very usable outputs in here. Talking about the aromas, more sort of wine. This is more about the price and some stuff like that. And then if we wanted to generate more of these, we just hit the button again. And we're going to get some more outputs. So it's very useful for that. And that is how you can get some good outputs on wine. You can see that we haven't quite got there yet with the models working 100%, but this is why they're a work in progress, and this is why we're doing this series, to let you know, because we'll make a video, we'll share this with the client, they'll come back to us with feedback, we'll fine tune it further and get to a point where everybody is super happy. So now we're going to the Heights Cellar 2014 Cabernet Sauvignon. And I think, what we're doing by doing these videos as well is we're being completely honest. I'm generating these as I'm making the videos. So there's nothing that I can hide. I could just wait until we get 4 good outputs and, show you that and hit record, but that wouldn't be honest. So let's see what we got. We've got some nice whiny language, some more whiny language, talking about it. Very usable to make with wine and to have this in a blog post. So it understands what the wine is, it understands the flavors, and it talks about it. It talks about it on the palate. It talks about what it is, and it's pretty good. Obviously, this was one wild output that we probably wouldn't want, but remember, AI is not here to replace humans, it's here to help humans. And if we can do that by providing you an output that you're happy with, then it's good to see all the options. And that's what we're trying to do here. Third one we're going to be is the Masseto 2001 Merlot, which is very highly rated. So let's see what it says about this one. This one is very just sort of giving a background on Merlot, which could be interesting when you're putting something together, whereas this one is more in depth on this Masseto 2001 specifically. So that would be something that you'd want to use. And again, this one is very good as well. And this one also goes into a bunch of details. So this was a pretty good output. You're getting a bunch of text and a bunch of stuff that you could use for this Micello Merlot. And yeah, the whole point of us doing this, remember, is to show custom models and how you could do something like this for your business. You might not be into wine, you might be into supercars or another completely different niche. And if something like this could be useful to you, then we can do it. And we'd be happy to do it for you and to help you out. And it's a way that you can get ideas and structure for what you're doing with your content needs. Because at the end of the day, if we can help you out with content, that is our mission and that makes us happy. So Wayfarers, Golden Mean, displays a brilliant ruby red hue, aromas of stone fruit and cherry, the palate reveals juicy raspberry, blackberry, black cherry flavors, Concord grape character with subtle, sexy, earthy finish. Who talks like this? But yeah, wine people do. So happy days. There was pretty much only one good output there, so let's give that another roll just to see if we can fix that just by sending it back to the AI. Again, we're not really having much luck with this one. Let's do one last one. Okay. So we've got some better. Okay, so we've got some better outputs here. So remember, the power of the reroll button is super important for just sort of getting good outputs all the time. I hope that this model has been useful, and if you are within a niche industry and you'd like to use something like this, it's very much worth taking a look at what we're doing, and this would be something that we could do for any niche. So if there was like notes or descriptions or something regarding different niches, then that's definitely something that we can do. Next up, we'll be going over the Dungeons and Dragons backstory for characters. Excited to share that one with you. It's going to be a lot of fun.